my son wants a VR device for Christmas, and I kind of want to get him the PlayStation one because I'm partial to some of the Sony stuff. Like if I can get a console one, I will. But I think on Oculus, that Star Wars game is out. That David Goyer's writing.
Vader Immortal?
Vader Immortal.
The first chapter's been out for a while.
Yeah. But I told him I'm compiling a list of some of the greatest, most influential games of our time. So I was trying
Why are you doing this?
Because I told him if he's able to complete this list for Christmas, we'll get him a VR device.
Okay.
I'm just not going to have him jump up the VR without having played some of these great Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis or whatever games. So I was wondering what you guys and maybe the chat thought is like great influential games from the golden era.
Well, I have a list of my top 100 games right here.
Yes.
But they're not all from the golden era.
Yeah, I wouldn't say from the golden era.
Like, I mean, Mass Effect Trilogy is one of my favorite games of all time. I don't really want to make him jump into that.
Sure.
Like, that's really modern, and it's, I don't know how influential it is, honestly. As great as it is.
Yeah. I mean, I put Metal Gear Solid as one of them.
Yeah, I put Super Mario World. I was thinking Metal Gear Solid.
Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country was on my list as well.
I put Mega Man on there.
Mega Man would be good.
Which one? Like the first one?
I put 2.
2 would be good.
Okay, yeah.
2 would be good.
Also, I can't forget Shadow of the Colossus, which is, the second. Actually, I think it's a.
Is that the golden era?
I'll go into the PS2 GameCube era as well.
What are you looking for? Are you looking for
just highly influential games?
Highly influential masterpieces, games that are highly reviewed that aren't too new.
Do you want games from the NES? Or are you?
Do you want like Adventure for the Atari 2600?
No, I wasn't going to do that. Like, for me, I thought about like one of the games that I looked at so influentially on the NES, Mario Brothers 3, is looked at as definitely one of the greatest games of all time. Some people rank it as the greatest Mario game of all time. I think Super Mario World's better, but Mario Brothers 3 is certainly great, and it's short. He can beat that in a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was thinking with Super Metroid. I was thinking about, like I said, like when I make him play Shadow of the Colossus that came out on the PS2, it's a launch game. I think it's the number 1 or number 2 greatest selling PlayStation 2 game of all time. I'll make him actually play the PS4 version, because why not?
You should play Contra.
Yeah, Contra Shattered Soldiers on my list.
Oh, if you're on PS2, yeah, you should play that one for sure. That one's so good. I love that one.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I definitely understand. Like, so you're wanting him be able to appreciate
what came before,
the games that came before.
Yeah, and what influenced this.
Yeah.
Like, he needs to. I told him you got to beat a Zelda. I'm thinking Ocarina of Time. And
so he really needs to play the Virtual Boy if he wants to appreciate VR and where it's come from.
See, Nintendo did try it first.
Ocarina of Time isn't too bad, but if you want him to have some older feels to it, I mean, Link to the Past would be a good one as well.
I was thinking of Link to the Past, but I don't know. I think. I don't know. I don't know what.
Like I said, it depends on what you're looking for as far as what consoles. Like, are you focusing on the SNES?
I think Ocarina of Time is, among gaming historians, is genuinely looked at as the greatest Zelda game and maybe the greatest game of all time. So I'd probably go Ocarina of Time.
Influential, you'd have to go with the first one.
Oh yeah. But Ocarina of Time, I think, when the transition from 2D to 3D, Nintendo 64 did all these crazy things that everyone didn't think they would do. You know what I mean? So
Mario 64.
Yeah, Mario 64, for instance. But I don't know if we'll make them play that. I'm not sure.
No, if you're gonna make them play, skip that. Play Banjo-Kazooie.
I've never played Banjo-Kazooie.
I beat the first one. I certainly like it. I don't think it's one of Rare's best. I think Donkey Kong Country is their shining gem, personally.
I mean, yeah, they're both. I didn't know we were limited to one per.
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye's really good. But one thing, should I make him go back and play some of these old shooters?
I mean, it's going to be
would that do anything
2
for
years
him?
before he gets a VR?
I think I need more rules to these.
I think he should play a Twitch shooter like a Doom or a Quake 3 or an Unreal Tournament 2004 kind of thing.
Time Splitters.
I thought about Time Splitters. I actually thought about Halo 1.
Halo 1 is probably for me. That was the first game that I really dove into a lot.
Yeah, and it's certainly influential. It showed GoldenEye did it, I guess, but then Microsoft, they did the 2 joysticks perfectly with Halo 1, and I think it's solidified serious first-person shooting on consoles.
Maybe we should do is go through and set up rules where it's okay, these are the consoles that it's allowed to be on. These are maybe only X amount per franchise, maybe only amount per genre.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't do 3 Zelda games. You can't do all the Mario Brothers. But, do you want Mario and Sonic and Crash Bandicoot? You know what I mean? Is that too similar of games and mascots amongst those? Or
I didn't think I was going to make him play Crash Bandicoot, actually. I thought about it.
Yeah. But Mario, Donkey
he
Kong,
actually wants to play the new, the HD for that and Spyro, which I can get behind.
Yeah.
But Mario 3, Mario World.
But you haven't played both of those.
Does he
like,
want to play these games?
Yeah, he does. Like he's
Okay.
absolutely loving Super Mario World.
No,
Like,
that's the point. This is
I'm
a
not sure if
punishment.
he'll love.
I'm
This
just
is
saying,
a
like,
chore.
whenever I was a kid and I was like, "Hey, can I get Super Nintendo?" And if like they're like, "No, but you must play these Commodore and Atari games first, and then you get it." By the time I finish, I might be like, "All right, I want to get 64 now." You know.
Yeah, well, he's loved Super Mario World, and
Hey, how long will it take you to get through all these games?
he beat Super Mario World last night in 3 days.
Well, it's easy with that rewind function.
Yeah, but I watched him play when you got the Bowser's, like when you get
The
inside
boss battle?
No, when you get inside like that, the mouth that rises up out of the ocean. Like he went through every level, which are some of the hardest levels in the game, without doing that
Well,
once.
it's gonna be tough too, because he's also maybe not old enough for some.
Like Metal Gear Solid, it's
questionable.
It's pretty mature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
How old were we when
we were
played
like
that?
12 or something with the
Yeah.
first. You know what I
I'd
mean?
say probably 12, yeah.
Or like the Grand Theft Autos, or
Well, I wasn't gonna make a play Grand Theft Auto.
which
I thought about it.
Grand
but
Theft Auto 3 is
certainly,
huge.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of the most influential games of all time for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you also played like most of those games. You played like as they were coming out too, right?
Yes.
So they weren't like older games that you felt like you needed to get through to get to something that you really
Yeah,
wanted.
like
no.
when it comes to shooters, I feel like there's not too many that I would say.
Half-Life.
Okay,
Half-Life is-
well, okay,
is a
yeah,
must, I would say.
Half-Life, yeah, and it still plays pretty good, I think, because
Oh, yeah.
it's
Yeah, it
story,
does.
because of the story, and it's
And the
still
physics
scary.
are really good.
I think the most influential shooters are probably Half-Life and GoldenEye. in my
With
opinion.
Doom
Yeah, Doom was like the
Doom,
like one of the
Doom
first.
for sure.
or
Yeah.
Quake.
He's
or-
actually messed around with Doom on the PC, like the old one,
Yeah.
like quite a bit. So yeah,
But I was like Half-Life, GoldenEye were kind of close in that. But I thought that like Halo also like started pushing things too, and that's what started really creating the LAN party kind of ideas and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff too. And but
yeah, I wasn't going to touch anything past the GameCube, PS2 era, unless it's like like a remake, like Shadow of the Colossus.
I mean
Almost.
Halo 1 fits in that then.
Yeah,
right?
it's Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. so-
KOTOR.
Yeah, I thought about KOTOR, but I mean that's very long.
It is.
That's a very very long one.
It
Yeah.
is.
Like the only long one I had on that list was you have to beat a Pokemon game, and you have to catch over 50% of the Pokemon that are in that version.
Dude, if you go with Heart Gold, Soul Silver, that one's
What is
got
there,
two
like-
generations. in
I
it.
was gonna say.
If you go with X and Y, you got like all the generations up to that point. That would have been what, up to 6, I think.
Yeah.
Gen 6.
I thought about doing like just why not a modern Pokemon? I mean they all play pretty much the same. The new ones look sharper, so why not the new ones?
Well, if you're going with the 50% rule,
they're
like
gonna have more in the
Sun
new
and
ones.
Moon, there's going to be a lot more capturing has to do, and some of that's going to have to involve like trading and stuff too.
Well, 50%
that-
of all the ones in that version without trading. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
which I know each one has like what 80% of the Pokemon.
I mean, there's some differences, but I mean, there's not that drastic of differences between. It's usually like, I'd say like 8 Pokemon, and then there's like the legendaries are different
Mhm.
and
What about like?
stuff like that.
I mean, would you consider something like Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu? I mean, all it does is it doesn't have the grinding, but it's pretty much the same game.
Well, the grinding I believe is important.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it still has some grinding.
Oh yeah. I mean, I haven't played it. I do know there's less grinding. But he wants to get that.
It'd be a little more accessible, probably. For him.
Yeah. But I'm like, like he's playing through Final Fantasy 7 and he's 75% of the way through, which that would have been on the list for sure.
Yeah.
And he's been grinding like a son of a bitch.
What about something that's not necessarily influential, but was like decade defining, like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater, or
Oh yeah. You know
Yeah.
what?
or like a Rock Band,
Yeah.
Guitar Hero sort of
I
thing.
haven't thought about that, but yeah, Tony Hawk for sure. And Rock Band, yeah.
With
Hope he has-
Especially-
hope he has better rhythm than me.
Especially if you're looking to explore other just types of games rather than just like using a controller and stuff like that. If he's
Yeah.
going into VR, I think it would be helpful to understand like what all kinds of games
I'm not trying to
can
ease
be
him into
played.
VR, but I'm trying.
Like,
Yeah,
Well, but like show him other options of things that do exist
yeah. I thought about
and have existed and have led to a worn gaming controller.
Yeah. Well, there's like for one thing, Rick. I thought about putting like the Phoenix Wright trilogy on there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how influential they were, but they're certainly loved. And,
Yeah,
and in terms of
definitely.
like point and click adventures on the DS.
I was gonna ask if you had any point and click adventures
Yeah.
on there.
Well, I thought about that. I thought about Monkey Island, but I'm like, I really wanted to play Phoenix Wright for some reason.
Yeah, Phoenix Wright's great. I mean, Curse of Monkey Island. You have Grim Fandango.
Grim Fandango, yeah. Yeah, so I've been thinking long and hard. I'm thinking like,
Final
Max.
Fantasy Tactics.
I think you should set up rules and then try to follow your rules of what you want.
Yeah.
Make sure you establish those and then be like, okay, and then make like a maximum maybe of like, I'm gonna choose 15 games.
I could just choose
know?
like Ikaruga, the only game, and he's got to beat it,
Yeah.
which I haven't done. Like, I beat it on Steam when I put it on like unlimited lives.
You
but
know
that
what was
much
it? You
different.
know what's an influential game? F-Zero for the GameCube.
We don't talk about that.
All
now.
right.
Looking at my list, a lot of the games are M-rated, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
surprises me.
As I've gotten
Looking
older,
at it
because like
now.
I would love him to play The Last of Us, but
Yeah.
like that was one of the greatest games that I played in my life. Probably the greatest PlayStation 3 game. And
I mean,
it's still great on PlayStation 4 when they remade it.
It's weird because like as an adult now, I'm looking at like how old was I when I was playing like Mortal Kombat Trilogy? And when I got an N64, like I got an N64 like when they came out. My first game was we bought two of them. I bought Mario 64, and we bought Mortal Kombat Trilogy.
Yeah.
And I would have been, I mean, what year did that come out? 97?
I had Mortal Kombat for the Genesis.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
those
you
games
know,
come
like-
out, like my parents had no idea that they were rated. They were
Yeah.
just they're just games
They
kids
were
play
games,
with.
yeah.
they
But I'm just thinking, like, I played Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
I played Grand Theft Auto. Like, I played
Well,
all
I
these
played
games when I
Grand
was
Theft
a
Auto
kid.
for the
I'm like, man.
Dreamcast when it was overhead.
So, like, when I look
Sure.
at my kids, too, sometimes I'm like, well, if I think that they are okay, I played them.
Like
I suppose they can, too.
yeah, like I wouldn't mind Malachi playing the Grand Theft Auto that I grew up on, which on the Dreamcast is overhead, and when you shoot, you see like a speck
Yeah.
shoot like a dot at another speck.
Yeah.
Sure.
But now Grand Theft Auto 5, it's so realistic.
Yeah, 5 is a different story, I feel like, a little
Yeah.
bit. But at the same time,
And
like,
the language. And
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you-
it's very
yeah,
mature.
when you go to a strip club, like you go in and you see everything. You know what I mean?
yeah. They're a little different now, and there's more that you see and do and stuff. But I don't know. A lot of it, too, is like how they receive it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, are they receiving it as like they're playing a fighting game and they start beating each other up and like, don't do that. That's a game. This is real.
That's what we did.
Well, yeah, I know. Like we played wrestling games and they went through each other at barns. Right, Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true.
Like
So-
he played Mortal Kombat for the Super Nintendo when I hacked my Wii, you know what I mean, and had all those games on there. But like when I was installed the new one for the PS4, I was like, not sure if I want you playing this one because
Yeah.
it just looks so much obviously more intense. You know what I mean? It's more realistic, real faces and real pain. You know what I mean? Real bones breaking. So yeah, but no, I get that. Like a fighting game, like a genre-defining fighting game.
Sure.
I thought about Killer Instinct.
Never played it.
What do you have on your list, Calvin? Like I know, like your foray into it was Halo, right?
Yeah,
I definitely Halo is what like I love
I had
Halo.
played some PC games before I played on console. So
Yeah.
like Heretic, Hexen, Doom.
Yeah,
Also a lot of sim games like SimCity, Sim Farm.
yeah.
Transport
like,
Tycoon.
At the time when I think who was it? Who's the guy who did Spore? What was his name?
Oh, dang, Spore.
Will
Wright.
Right.
Will Wright.
Yeah.
One of the best designers of all time. It's during this era, he said PC gaming was dead. He was, but then like it made like during the PS2, Xbox, GameCube era, like there was only like those type of games.
Yeah.
And then it made this huge comeback, and it's like now it's like this. It's like you're either a console gamer or a PC gamer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool. It's made this comeback, and now there's games, because now all like in terms of hardware, everything is like kind of the same too. You know what I mean? Except I think the PS4 is a little different. But yeah,
Chat mentioned Tomb Raider.
which one? Like new one?
I don't know. Just
He watched me.
I would play one of the old ones.
Boobs are huge.
Well, yes, they are. The newer ones are good too, but if you're following your idea of like not past the GameCube era, like you're
Well, I want him to play this. He actually.
those are hard games too.
Yeah, he actually
Yeah.
watched
the old
me.
ones or the new ones.
The old ones.
He actually watched me play the new one, like the first one, and I loved it. He loved it too. You know what I mean? He watched me. He actually beat the Uncharted trilogy as well. So like, I'm glad he's playing these. You know, because lately he's just been like getting on fucking. What's that game? Is that other physics-based game you recommended, Rick? When we were playing.
Physics-based game.
Yeah, you're like these fucking people. And
Mount
it's-
Your Friends?
What is it?
Mount Your Friends?
No, I don't think it's
I
Mount
don't think it
Your
would be
Friends.
that.
I don't
It's
think he
not
should
that.
be playing that either.
It's not that.
if he was.
It's the one where you play as people and you're like
Oh, Gang Beasts.
gang beasts.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it. Yeah.
okay.
Where you pick people up and like shove them in grinders and stuff.
Dude, we should play Gang Beasts because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And there's like
Legend of
obstacle
Dragoon.
course things you're running through, and oh man.
The co-op Gang Beast is really fun.
And Calvin and I played it before. Chat had a really good one, Prince of Persia: Sand of Time.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
Oh,
amazing.
for
Put that
sure.
on there.
Yeah, that's in my top 50 for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
have
love
not
that
played
first
that.
one. That first one was so good. Like some of the other ones, I never really got to play much of, but like the first one was so much fun. Such a good game.
How
Love
old is Prince of Persia?
Oh, we got some
It was PS2.
PS2.
Okay.
It actually launched for the GameCube, PS2, and the Xbox at the same time. But
Well, I'm just giving.
I was
like
gonna
a
say,
era.
yeah, I think it's thought of as a Sony game because PS2 had the biggest install base at the time. But I thought about. I probably thought about Eco. I'm like, nah, I think Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the
can
Colossus I would
scratch
choose
that,
over.
can scratch that itch.
Yeah.
I didn't beat Eco until I was like 22, actually. And I don't think it aged as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I
But-
still really enjoy it, but it is a little rough.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can dive back to that at a later podcast when you said like, here's the list that he has to play, and you can inform us of his journey.
Yeah.
Journey.
That's too new.
Damn, it. Such a good
That's
game.
definitely a defining PS3 game.
It's so good.
Yeah, and it's a kind of social game that's not social. That's what I like about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
really cool. It's really good.
That's amazing.
Some of those arts, you should find like an artsy game here or there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think Shadow of the Colossus counts for that too.
Oh, and that's one reason it's
Definitely.
it's gorgeous. Like Rick and I started streaming Shadow of the Colossus for PS4. I mean, it is unbelievable looking. Like
Absolutely.
I think it's the best looking game I've ever seen.
fuck yeah.
What is it? Oh, the cookies. Who got a treat stream?
Nice. I will look it up. Would you say Portal was too new?
No, Portal 1. You should do Portal 1.
Portal 1.
That was
is
on. It was on the 360.
definitely,
Was it on the Xbox?
definitely a
No,
great.
It was on the 360.
Yeah, maybe
As
Portal.
part of the orange box.
I knew it was in the orange box. I
Yeah,
don't know
it
when
was
it
part of
came
the
out.
orange box.
But no, yeah.
That was
Oh,
Half-Life
look
2
at all that
as well.
grease. I'm gonna lick that shit, man. God.
It's already on your
That's how
skin.
you get it.
Shut up, Aaron.